welcome to Aerobics Oz Style. Today we're on Sydney's northern beaches for this workout as Pilates. Let's start by lying down on our backs and going over the alignment of the pelvis, the spine, and then the breathing. This is something that's very important in Pilates. It's one of the fundamentals and principles of the exercise that we always maintain our posture and use breath for each exercise we do to maximise its effects. So in this position, relax your hands down by your side and start gently rocking the pelvis forward and backwards. Tucking and arching, gently warming up the muscles of the lower back of the pelvis. And now relax, allowing the pelvis to settle into its neutral position, which is between the tuck and the arch. You should feel that the two hip bones and the pubic bone are all on the one plane. If you put a spirit level in the middle of the pelvis there, that'll bubble with you right in the centre. From that neutral pelvis position, take your awareness to your tailbone. Feel that it's resting gently on the ground. And then travelling up through the spine, noticing a natural curve through the lower back. Further up your rib cage is relaxed and gently resting. There should be a natural curve through the back of your neck and lastly the back of the head resting. And in that position, make sure the chin is down so the back of the neck remains as long as possible. That's your neutral spine position. And holding that neutral spine, take the awareness of the breathing, place the hands on the rib cage and take a deep breath in through the nose, filling out your hands. And then breathing out through your mouth, feel the natural drop of that rib cage and the abdominal area. Then taking a deep breath in through your nose, the back of the lungs, the side of the ribs and the abdominals. Breathing out through your mouth, feeling the natural drop of the rib cage and the abdominals. And again, deep breath in. And now this time as you breathe out, allow the ribs to drop down and draw your navel down to your spine. Tighten your abdominals, making sure you keep the pelvis completely still. Let's do that one again, taking a deep breath in through the nose, feeling it all out, and then as you breathe out, dropping the ribs down and draw the navel to the spine, keeping the pelvis completely still. And that leads us to the Pilates breathing. You hold the navel to the spine as you take a breath in just to the back of the lungs and the side of the ribs. Breathe out, funnel the ribs down to the waist and hips, still keeping it nice and tight. Here we go again, breathing in. And notice as you do this, breathing out, that the breath is a lot smaller because you haven't got as many places to take it. Now maintaining that Pilates breathing throughout the rest of the show today. Hands down by your side, center your head, and as you breathe in, you lift one knee up, and as you breathe out, you slowly place it down. The focus is keeping everything still through the pelvis. And then we go the other side, breathe in, lift it up, very slowly, and breathe out, place it down. Another side. Breathing in, and the focus is more the transition when you go from foot to foot. Those hips do not move. And breathing in, keeping the navel to the spine, and breathe out, placing it down. Let's do one more each side like that, and breathing in, and placing it down. And last one, breathing in, and breathe out, placing it down. And now bring both knees up, and it's toe dips. 90 degrees at the hip and knee, we call this a tabletop position. Tummy muscles nice and firm, and you take front toe down and lift it up. A little bit harder. And again. Now once again, nothing moves through the spine, but when you bring the knees up to 90 degrees, the lower back naturally flattens. It's just like you're sitting down in a chair. The back gets very straight. And then when you're standing up, you've got the natural curves, which was more like the exercise when we had the feet down. And coming up, let's do one more each side of these. Breathe out, stabilize, use the abdominals. That's it, to protect the back. Another one, so using the abdominals and the back of the ribs to keep the spine down and lifting it up. Now let's put those legs down. And the next exercise is called the knee openings. And this is to prepare us for an exercise later on the show today called the leg circles. Once again, holding it nice and tight through the abdominals. It's called lateral stabilization. You open the front knee without the other hip moving and coming back. And then you open the back knee, keeping that front hip in control. So use the abdominals to stop you from doing the cha-cha. Breathing it out as you open and bring it back. And then take a little breath in the middle, holding it nice and tight. Breathing out, bring it back, take a breath in the middle. One more each side, breathing out. Remember you're focusing on keeping those hips still. Another side, breathing out. Then holding the navel to the spine. And watch for the change. On next one, you open the knee, and then take the back knee towards it, keeping the hips exactly where they are. Allow the knees to drop down and relax, and now draw it back to the center. Open the back knee, keep the front hip still, and then take the other one towards it, and all the way down, and come back. We'll do that again. After the break, we'll be coming back with the abdominal section. We'll see you soon. Welcome back. Sitting up for this one, nice and tall. Make sure the shoulders are directly over the hips. And if you have trouble doing that because you're a little bit tight through the back of the legs, take the feet away further until you can get that straight line. Equally working the abdominals and the spine. Hands start underneath the thighs. This exercise is called the C curve, very traditional posture in Pilates. You start by taking a breath in, and then as you breathe out, you drop the chin to the chest and you curve the navel back behind the pelvis, allowing the pelvis to tuck. Hold that position, taking a breath in, the back of the lungs and the side of the ribs. Then as you breathe out, slowly sing all the way up, starting from the base of the spine, lengthening all the way up to the crown of the head. And again, drop the chin down, soften the chest, and draw the navel back behind the pelvis. Try and keep the shoulders directly over the hips here. Taking a breath into your back, and then as you breathe out, slowly sitting up, stacking each vertebra one at a time. Taking a breath in. And one more, breathe out, chin to the chest, creating that curve from the crown of the head through to the coccyx, breathing in and breathe out, coming back. And that leads us into the rolling exercises. Now beginners, I'd like you to keep the hands underneath your thighs for this exercise because you can let the legs move a little bit there and it gives you some momentum to help you get up. Regulars and more experienced people, you have the hands at the front of the ankles to make it harder. And also beginners, when you're doing this one, just have a giggle if it's the first time. It always feels a bit silly. It's like going back to childhood. But the focus of this one is a massage of the spine. So it will feel great when you get used to it. So taking your position either underneath the thighs or at the front. And as you breathe in, you roll back. And as you breathe out, you come up, finding a balance. Keep those toes off the ground. We've got 10 of these. Breathing in, breathe out, hold, and breathing in. Breathe out, toes off the ground. And breathing in. Breathe out, forward, chin to chest, looking at the pelvis. Breathing in. Breathe out, 5. And just making sure as we're going back, you can see the pelvis the whole time. 6. Avoid throwing your neck back. Breathing in. Breathe out, 7. Breathing in, trying to go straight down the center of your spine. 8. Breathing in. Breathe out, 9. And breathing in, last one. Breathe out, 10. Place the feet down. And now walking all the way down the thighs, the abdominal section. Lifting the knees up into tabletop. Now beginners, it's very important here. If you feel the lower back at all, you must stop. You're just not ready for that variation yet. If the neck gets tired, you place the hands behind the head. And if you need to take a break, that's absolutely fine. Placing the hands on the top of the knees, take a breath in, keeping the navel to the spine, and breathe out, lifting the chest all the way up. Once again, have a look at that navel. Make sure it's in, nice and firmly. Breathe in to prepare, and out. Breathing, coming back, and that back leg, and out. Keeping the chest nice and high. Breathing in, 90 degrees at hip and knee. Breathe out, make sure the tabletop position remains on that bent leg. And breathing in. And again, 5. Breathing, keep the chest up. And again, 6. Breathing in, protect the neck if you need to. 7, reaching those toes away long, breathing in. And again, 8. Breathing in. Navel to spine. 9, remember that Pilates breathing, and in. Next exercise is called the double leg stretch. Start with the hands in tabletop, reach the hands and legs away, breathing in. Circle the arms, breathing out. Coming back to tabletop. Breathe in, and breathe out, circle it round. Breathing in, now remember beginners, if you need to, take a break. 3. Breathing in, protect the neck if you need to as well. And 4, keep the chest up as the arms go back. Breathe out, 5. Breathing in, breathe out, 6. Breathe in, reach. Breathe out, 7. Keep that chest up. Breathing in, breathe out, 8. And 2 more. Breathing in, breathe out, 9. The hamstring pull next. Breathing in, and again, 10. Legs up, front leg goes down, and breathing, coming up. Now back leg, breathe out, reach the toe away long. Breathing, keeping the pelvis still. Breathing out, breathing in. Breathe out, 4, lengthen away from the hip. Breathing in. Breathe out, 5. Now remember beginners, hands behind the head if the neck is getting tired. And again, 6. Breathing in. Reach the toes away. 7. Breathing, keep the chest up. Breathe out, 8. And try and keep the top leg completely still. Breathe out, 9. Notice in the vertical position. breathing in. Last one, 10. Coming up, bend the knees back to tabletop, and it's a double leg extension. Everyone protect your neck now. Straighten both legs, breathing out, breathing, keep that chest up. Breathe out 2. Be careful, when you've got the hands behind the head, there's a real tendency to let the chest relax. So work the ribs towards the hips for me. 4. Breathing, keeping the chest up. 5. Good. And after the break, we're going to be coming back with some legs. We'll see you soon. Welcome back for the leg section. It's the leg circles today. Start by lying on your back. You need to stretch out the back of the thighs. Just mobilize the legs so you get into a better position. You take the front leg up into the air and establish your neutral spine position. Feel the tailbone down, the natural curve in the lower back, the rib cage relaxed, and make sure that leg's in a vertical thigh position. So you won't be feeling a hamstring stretch yet, unless you're very tight there. From there, push into your hands as firmly as you can with the back of the thigh. Create a little bit of traction in that hip joint, and then reach the toes up towards the ceiling, lengthening through the front of the hip, and now relax the tailbone down. Now, if for any reason in this long and strong position of the leg you're feeling any pulling or weakness in the lower back, bend up the other underneath knee and that will go away. From that position, take a breath in and point the foot, working the muscles underneath your arch. And as you breathe out, flex the foot, sending the heel away from you, stretching out behind the calf. And breathe in, point, working the muscles underneath the arch of your foot. And breathe out, flexing away. You think about working all muscles in Pilates, all the way down to your tippy toes. And down, bringing it back. Good, now from there, soften that knee in towards the chest, still try and keep that neutral spine position, and now stretch that leg back as far as you can, so you've got a nice strong hamstring stretch. Maintain the flex in the foot. Think of lining the second and third toe up at the middle of the knee in this position. Okay, now relax that down, we do the other side. Stretching the back leg up into the air, link the fingers together behind the thigh. You've established your neutral spine position, and you know how to modify if the back feels weak or tight. Push into the hands as firmly as you can with the back of that thigh. Reaching away, creating a pocket of space in the hip joint, and now stretching the toes straight up to the sky, lengthening at the front of the hip, and now drop the tailbone down, separating your pelvis from the thigh. Taking a breath in, point the foot, reaching the toes all the way up, and now as you breathe out, flex the foot, sending the heel away from you, stretching out through the back of the calf. Breathe in, point the foot, reaching the toes all the way up, and now as you breathe out, flex, bring it back into a nice stretch. And we go again, breathe in, reaching it all the way up, and breathe out. Once again, think of lining the second and third toe at the middle of the knee. Breathing in, bend the back of the thigh, bring it right the way to the chest, and now try and hold it there as you extend that lower leg back so you have a nice strong hamstring stretch. It's important that we loosen these up for the next exercise so that you have an increased range of movement. Now the focus of the leg circles, it is the front of the thigh, so it is the legs, but more importantly I want you to focus on lateral stabilisation, so that means no cha-chas as you're doing the exercise. Stretching the front leg up, and once again bend the underneath knee if there's any tightness or weakness. Beginners, put your hand on the back hip. Take a breath in, and as you breathe out you open the leg all the way out to the side, and breathe in, lift it all the way up. Breathe out 2, breathe in, lift. Breathe out 3, breathe in, lift. Breathe out 4, focus on the left hip and abdominals, and again 5, and breathe in all the way up. Breathe out 6, relax the back of the ribs, down into the ground, and again 7, reaching those toes away from you, and breathe out 8, breathing in, breathe out 9, one more, breathe out 10. Now if for any reason you feel any popping or clicking in the hips, simply make the circle smaller too. It's not a problem because we all pop and click somewhere. Breathe out 3, but it can feel disconcerting if you have that. 4, breathing in, breathe out 5, keeping those abdominals firm in. Breathe out 6, stretching the toes away in. Breathe out 7, breathing in. Breathe out 8, breathing in. 2 more, 9, and then we'll do the other side. Lift, make sure those hips are still. And once again, if you have difficulty keeping those hips still, they want to do the cha-cha, just make the leg circles smaller. Stretching that back leg up into the air, stabilize the front hip, open, and lift it up. Breathe out 2, feeling the front of the thigh as you lift, up. Keeping the tailbone down, 3. Breathe in, lift. Breathe out, 4. Breathe in, lift. Relax the ribs. Breathe out, 5. Remember the chin is down, the back of the neck is long. Breathe out, 6. Breathe in, lift. Breathe out, 7. Breathe in, lift. Breathe out, 8. Now beginners, if it's starting to shake, that's fine, you keep going. And again, 9. Breathing in. And breathe out, 10. You got 10 the other way and then you're done. Off we go. Breathe out to go away. Breathe in to come up. Breathe out to move away. Breathe in to come up. Opposite hip stable. Breathe out, 3. Breathe in, up. Breathe out, 4. Breathe in, up. Breathe out, 5. Keeping that navel to the spine. Breathing in. Breathe out, 6. Breathing in. Breathe out, 7. And up. We've got 3 more. 8. And after the break, we'll be coming back to do some stretches for these muscles. We'll see you soon. Okay, stretching out those muscles you were just working in the last segment. Kneel up, take one leg out in front, push your hips all the way forward, and think of lining that front calf up or making a perpendicular line, and you've got the ankle in line with the knee. That's a safety issue for that front knee. Pushing the hips and squeezing the bottom works a stretch up through the front of the hip. That's called your hip flexors, and that was the focus of the last exercise. We did the leg circles. Now from there, place the ball of the foot down and lift your back knee up off the ground. Still the same stretch and the same focus. You're holding a position with the navel to the spine, supporting your back. Take a breath in, and as you breathe out, lift your hips up. Press the back heel down towards the ground and try and keep both hips square to your front. Take a breath in and breathe out all the way forward. Squeezing the bottom. Take a breath in and lift it all the way up. Try and keep both hips square. Breathing in and breathe out as you come down. Let's do one more of those. Taking your breath in, bottom firm, and as you breathe out, lifting it all the way up. Good. And coming down. Now taking that front foot back into the plank position. Do it one long line from the crown of the head through to the heels. Visualize that the heel of your palms at the base of a triangle. Your eye line is the pinnacle of a triangle. Narrow waist. We'll hold for a count of 10. 1, 2, 3. Natural breathing. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Relax down onto your knees. Sit back onto your heels and relax the arms, your shoulders and spine. Little time out. And then coming up, we'll do the other side. So you put the other leg out in front, squeeze the bottom and push the hips all the way forward. So you feel that stretching up through the front of the hip. And then place the ball foot down. Remember that front calf is perpendicular to the ground, a safety issue for the front knee joint. Holding that position, navel to spine. Take a breath in, and then as you breathe out, lift the hips up, and once again, try and keep both hips square to your front. Holding that position, breathing in, and as you breathe out, coming all the way forward, pushing the hips down, navel spine, breathing in, and breathe out, lift the hips all the way up. Keeping a straight line, and slowly all the way down. Squeezing the bottom, holding that tummy tight. Let's do one more. Breathe out to lift, breathe in to hold, breathe out to come down, and now once again going back into that plank position. One long line from the crown of the head through to the heels. Now this exercise is called the up stretch. You stay there taking a breath in. As you breathe out, lift both hips up, straight up towards the sky, feet slightly apart, and think of rotating the pelvis up to get more of a stretch to the back of the thighs and the calves. Work the shoulders down the back away from the ears and gently turn the head from left to right. Make sure there's no tension there. Take a breath in as you breathe out, coming forward into a plank position, making sure the shoulders are directly over the hips. Hold that position, breathing in, and breathe out, lifting it all the way up. Heels are all the way down. Breathing in, breathe out, coming all the way forward. Good. Now for those more advanced in the audience, you can try something a little bit harder. And lift all the way up. Holding that stretch, breathing in. Now this time, as you breathe out, coming forward, lift the back foot, reach the toes behind you. Hold that, breathing in, and lift all the way up, pressing the feet down. Take a breath in, and come all the way forward. Hold it, breathe in, and up. Breathe in, Breathe out forward, work the shoulders towards the hips. Breathe in and breathe out. Breathe in and breathe out. Breathe in. And once again, relaxing all the way down. The arms, shoulders and spine, letting them go. Coming up and placing the feet out in front of you for the back support. We'll do a beginner's version first. Got the hands behind you, and if for any reason the wrists are sore after that last section, you can do this exercise off your elbows. Fingertips working back towards you. That's a traditional position, but you're welcome to have them to the side of the back if that feels more comfortable for you. Take a breath in to prepare, and as you breathe out, lift the hips up into a tabletop position. One long line, take a breath in. As you breathe out, slowly lower all the way down again. Now, if you'd like to make it a little bit harder, avoid putting your hips on the ground, otherwise relax them. Lifting all the way up, finding that long line, using the bottom, and coming all the way down. Let's do 2 more of those. Breathe out, lifting it all the way up, and all the way down. 1 more, then I'll show you a more advanced version. Up, and down. Good, now putting the legs out in front of you, bring them together. If you have a knee issue, stay back with that last one with the knees bent. Once again, having the hands all the way behind you, on the elbows if you need to. And now lift the hips all the way up. And all the way down. Now that's all we've got time for today. I hope you've enjoyed the show. And we'll see you again real soon.